Hey everybody, I'm Ansley from Team Easy Insider, and today we have another special guest with us, and her name is Morgan Higgins. So first off, Morgan, why don't you tell us about what your new single, Hey Boy, is about?
So my new single, Hey Boy, is about, I wrote it basically based off of a guy that I had known for a really long time. We actually met in like 7th grade. And we were really good friends. And then I started to fall for him. So it's kind of just like one of those hey, notice me. I know we're friends, but just give me a chance. Don't walk away from this. And yeah, so it was inspired by him, and we're together now. So yeah. That's cool because it's like a real life situation. And
exactly, yeah.
So that's what it's about. And yeah, it's cool. It's exciting.
That's awesome. So, because I watched your YouTube video for the music video for it, and what kind of gave that baseball theme? What came out of that?
Well, he's a baseball player.
Okay.
So that's kind of what it was inspired by, obviously. It kind of ties back into him, and in the video you can see me kind of being hey, notice me. And I guess that's where the baseball thing came from. And then like I said, the noticing part obviously comes from me wanting to be noticed by him in more than just a friend way.
Yeah, totally. So what was it like making because this was your first music video, right?
Yeah, it was my first music video.
How was it making it?
It was a lot of fun because obviously I had a very clear picture of what I wanted. I wanted the whole baseball, kind of wholesome, but still playful and playfully sexy and cheeky, So I had that whole vision, and it was just a lot of fun. And the guy I worked with was really, really sweet. And I definitely worked closely with the director with my vision. I kind of just wanted it to be a fun summer, kind of super poppy vibe in terms of the video. And it was just really cool to see that come to life. And everyone that I worked with was great.
Well, that's awesome. Because I know I saw you starred in that Rising Star competition show.
Yeah.
So what was the process of getting on there and doing all these different songs and covers? What was your favorite part of that whole experience?
Honestly, okay, obviously I loved the singing because that's what I do. But it's funny because we didn't sing that much before we went on TV. It was kind of we had one rehearsal where we picked a song, and then one rehearsal where we rehearsed, and that was it. Where we rehearsed with, the production team and the vocal coaches. So it wasn't we did a lot of singing aside from that with the team. But my favorite part was more the B-roll and the background stuff.
Yeah.
The bonus roll footage, just because, I don't know, it was always fun. And there were, even though America didn't see all of the B-roll, it was still really cool just to film that, because it was just fun. And I kind of got to use a little bit of my acting in that, because it just it's not as singing focused. It's more kind of seeing your personality and that sort of thing. So that was cool. And obviously the singing, and then I guess in terms of the process, well, getting on the show, I had to go through 6 audition cuts before, where first it was a casting director, then it was a callback with the casting director where they suggested another song, and then I met the executive producer, and then I met a couple more executive producer. It kind of, the audience sort of grows, and I think it's just so they can see what you can handle. And then once you got on the show, you had to give a list of songs that you were considering, and it was just great. And then everyone that I met there was really sweet as well. I've had a great experience in Hollywood, so hopefully that trend keeps going.
Yeah, because I saw that you just were in that Nickelodeon miniseries Lost in the West. How was it actually getting to use your acting, not your singing part of your career?
It was definitely interesting. I've done a lot of stage acting, but it's very different to do TV acting. And basically we filmed it in Spain. So it was my first film. And then in addition to that, it wasn't in the US. So getting used to everything being different was kind of a challenge, just because I'm not used to, being on TV. And the way they do TV acting is a lot different than stage acting. So I had that, and then everyone spoke Spanish. So that was another challenge, but that was super great. And I was really happy with the final product, for sure. And again, the people I met were great. So
Yeah.
I know that kind of sounds canned, but really I'm still really good friends with the girl who was my co-star,
Oh,
and
awesome.
and the guys as well. So yeah.
Do you plan on doing more acting with singing and without singing, like in the future, or?
Yeah, I'd love to do it all, honestly. I would love to be in something like a High School Musical.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, but those are really hard to find nowadays, especially one that's going to hit. So
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, it was kind of a sensation, a phenomenon at the time. So I would love to do something like that. Or, you know how they're taking a lot of musicals and bringing them to TV and film, like Into the Woods, or like they're bringing Mary Poppins back. So
yeah.
when I get older, I think it would be really cool to be in something like that. And even if like Nick or Disney's doing something, I would love to audition. But I'd also love to do serious stuff like, action films or like sci-fi. Like I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so I would love to be in something like Star Trek, or or like what was the movie I just saw? Independence Day. So
I want to see that.
it's good. You should go see it. So I definitely want to do everything, and then singing as well separately from acting. Just everything. I just want to do it all.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. You definitely seem like you want to do all aspects, which is good because it gives you more opportunities in each field, because it's hard to get in those fields. So if they were going to make like a Morgan Higgins movie, who would you want to play you?
Oh wow, that's such a weird. It's not a weird question, but I have to think of someone that could be maybe okay. This might be super weird, but like maybe like a Natalie Portman or a Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of actresses that I've gotten before as like people that kind of look like me, but I don't know. I like those two. But I also okay, see, I like Lea Michele, but like I don't know. I don't want her to come off like her Rachel Berry character because I'm not like that,
Yeah.
I love Glee, and like she's my favorite character on Glee, but I'm not like that. So if I feel like if she played me, people would be like, oh, like
No, yeah, I get that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, yeah.
Okay, so now more into your music. What can you say is your favorite song to perform live?
Recently, my favorite song has been "If I Ain't Got You" by Alicia Keys. I know it's old. I like kind of older stuff. Or I haven't performed this live, but "Someone Like You" by Adele's another one that I love singing. I really like singing more ballady things.
Okay, so that would be kind of your musical influence, would be kind of the...
Yeah, well, I grew up listening to like Streisand and Sinatra and like Whitney Houston. So as I grow up, I think that's kind of the direction I want my music to go into. But I also don't want it to be like so classical that it doesn't appeal. So I think finding that balance is super important. Just because like today you never know what people want.
Yeah, I totally get that.
So you kind of just have to, and as an artist, I still think I'm definitely discovering myself and like the sound that I want, because I love Hey Boy, and it's super fun. But I don't know if like that's the sound that I want to go for 100% moving forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So are you wanting to like stick with this kind of? I'm trying to think like what the word, like when you are using your songs, because you wrote this song, right?
Yeah.
So are you going to try to put like a lot of your influences into these songs, or are you going to have other people write them for you, if that makes sense?
No, it makes sense. I'm definitely going to, I definitely want to have like creative rights, and like I want my influence into the music. But at the same time, I don't have like I'm not, like extremely good at making the piano or like the guitar sound original. Like I play piano, and I've been I was classically trained like as a pianist when I was younger. So I definitely can like read music and stuff, but I'm not one of those people that can like sit down and create something like super new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I put into it, but I would hope that if I was writing with someone, they could help me expand on that idea and kind of get to know like my sound better, or like teach me how to implement that into my music. Cause I know what I want, but I guess what I'm saying is kind of, that for vocalizing it is difficult for me, or like being able to sit down and be like, hey, this is exactly what I want, you know? I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Are you planning to release any more music soon, or we're gonna have to wait a little longer?
I mean, there's stuff in the works, and like I try to write every day, honestly, but
yeah.
I've really been having like writer's block for like a while, which is very, very hard. And I have stuff from like when I was younger, but I don't really think it's great. Here's what happens. Like I sit down and I write like a verse or a chorus, but it's not like consecutive. It's not like a consecutive thought. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it hits you, but like sometimes I'll be sleeping and I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I got to write that down. So,
yeah.
So I'm hoping to come out with another song before the end of the year, but right now I'm kind of just releasing singles. I don't really have like a concept for an album yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So because a lot of the people that listen to us and look at our blog and stuff want to be in the music business right now, what could you tell them like is the main thing they need to be doing at this moment?
Marketing yourself. In any business, I guess it's like really about self-promotion and like marketing and having a good team. And it's definitely hard to do because there's so many people that have such a strong social media presence, and you ask yourself, you know, how does that happen? And even with a team, it's still difficult because there's just so many good singers, or I mean, it's not even limited to singing. It's, you know, acting or modeling. There's just so much talent. So, I mean, market yourself as much as you can. I guess I would have to say that, and really stick to what you believe in. If you have a bad feeling about something and like your gut tells you not to do it, don't do it. Because more likely than not, you're going to end up in a situation where you're like, oh, I wish I didn't do that, or I wish I had thought more thoroughly about it or had more experience. So just really listen to your heart, take things slow, understand that it's going to take a long time to build a career in this industry. Yeah, I guess.
No, I completely understand that. A lot of people have been saying that too. Like it's going to take a while, but you just have to believe in yourself. So yeah. I totally get what you're saying.
And one more thing, I'm sorry. You also have to be aware that, you know, your vision and what you like is going to change as you grow up. So it might take you a while to find your brand, or, you know, the kind of music that you want to put out. Like for me, Hey Boy was written a year ago. And a year ago, like it was more what I wanted to do. But now the older I get, my interests, you know, have started to like broaden and change. So, and I guess any artist really has to understand that. It takes a while, and you really have to know yourself in order to create a piece of work that connects with people.
Yeah, no, totally. I totally get that. So when you were younger, were you like the type of girl who was always singing and like?
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's okay.
When I was in third grade, I got sent to the principal's office for singing in class. Because like I was singing, and I was like just singing, like, you know, during like tests or quizzes, or like while we were reading to myself. And like the guys hated it. Like the guys were just like so annoyed. So like this boy and I got into an argument, and we got sent to the principal's office because, you know, I just like really wanted to sing. And I remember my mom always saying to me, like, Morgan, you gotta like not sing in class because, you know, like maybe not everyone wants to hear you singing all the time. And so yeah, I was that kid.
That's awesome.
But I mean, it worked out.
It definitely did. I think a lot of people, if it's their passion. They're going to be doing it for a long time and just keep at it. Yeah. So what made you decide to do the competition, the Rising Stars?
Well, I'd auditioned for X Factor. I auditioned for the first season of X Factor when I was 13. And I made it to the final before TV cut round because, like I said, there's a couple cuts you have to go through before you make it on TV. And then I auditioned for The Voice. And then I don't exactly remember what happened, but I was like, my mom, she's not like super stage mommy at all. She worked on Wall Street. She's super smart, like did not want an artistic kid, but a kid has a dream. It's like, you can't be like, no. Yeah. So I was super over like these shows because, when American Idol came on, it was like the first of its kind. And like, it was such an anomaly, but now it's like, there's tons of singing shows and because like everyone wants to be a singer. So my mom was like, there's a new show, like we should audition. And the night before I was like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm like, not going to go. Like, I just don't want to get rejected again. I'm not going to go. And then, I ended up going and got on the show, which was funny. But I think we saw like a casting call online and I had always wanted to do like one of the competitions, but it just never really worked out until Rising Star. And I mean, it was definitely a great experience.
That's awesome. Yeah. So who can you say is your favorite singer at this moment and then from like a while ago?
Okay, so you mean like current singer? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. I gotta look through my iTunes really fast because I'm so bad at this. Because I mean, there's like, if I had to pick one singer, it would probably be Adele. I liked Taylor Swift's old stuff. I don't really like her as much anymore. Can you still see me? I'm looking through my iTunes.
No, yeah, I can still see you.
Okay. Yeah, I like Taylor Swift stuff. I love Jessie J. Like Jessie J and Adele. Basically like people not from the US. No, but
and so when you were like a kid, who was your favorite singer then? Like,
oh gosh. Well, I used to love Hannah Montana. Who didn't? So I used to love Miley, and then I was super adamantly against Taylor Swift, and then I just like loved her. Like I used to love her, and now I'm like, I don't know, because I feel like 1989 sounds too much like everything else.
Yeah, totally.
So I really liked her when she was like country pop, and she was like original, and you could tell she wrote her own stuff, and that like, so I used to like her. And then I guess like I said, inspirationally, like I really like Whitney Houston and Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion. Really like big voice, strong vocals, vocal forward music is what I really like. That's why I like Adele, because it's very, very stripped down. It's very like piano and her voice, or like guitar and her voice. And I just appreciate that because like a lot of the time I think that a lot of music can take away from the quality of someone's voice. Yeah. And so I think moving forward on my next song, I definitely want it to be like a more stripped down Adele song, but with a more playful vibe, because I'm just more of a playful, youthful person than Adele is. And I'm sure you can kind of see where I'm coming from with that.
Yeah, totally. So with the competition, you had to perform live and in front of people. Are you wanting to do that more now too?
Yeah. Well, So I've opened for 2 people in the last month. I opened for Haley Steinfeld in Georgia at her concert, and then I opened for Heffron Drive. I don't know if Kendall Schmidt, the singer of Big Time Rush, is the singer for that. So I opened for them on Saturday. So I love performing live. I definitely think I'm more of a live performer than a studio performer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
I just really, really feed off of an audience well. I don't get stage fright. So, I love like being with people and like sharing that in person, because I think there's just a personability, and being live, you just have something that the studio doesn't have, because in the studio you can edit things, and I just like being live. Yeah. So I definitely want to perform live more.
That's awesome. So when you were a kid, what was your first concert that made you like want to like be like, I want to do this, perform live?
I know exactly. It was Taylor Swift. It was Speak Now. And I was like 4th row from the front because my friend had like awesome seats. So like I went and she like looked at me and I totally died. I mean, for me, I think I really admire her as a performer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to any of her shows, but they're like shows. Like, they tell stories, you know? And I've been to Speak Now, Red, and I wanted to go to 1989. My parents went without me. Can you believe that? I'm still mad at them. Like, the day before, my mom was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to 1989 to work with my friends, and, like, you're not going bye. And I was like, you're joking. Please tell me you're kidding. So it was Taylor Swift, and I don't know, I just, the way she performed and connected to her audience was, and made me say, okay, like, yeah, like, I can do this, you know?
No, I completely get it. I love the shows where they do put more of a show on rather than standing at the mic and just kind of like just dancing around a TV, but you want them to be in their own skin and people's personalities show out.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about her. And I haven't, you know, it's funny, I don't go to concerts often. So, like, she's really the only example I have. I mean, I've been to a couple of country music concerts because my boyfriend loves country music, so he, like, always drags me. But you know, I haven't been to any like, but I'm sure, like, Beyonce shows are great, or, like, Ariana Grande. I've seen clips, obviously. Yeah. So, but for her, I really, really remember just seeing her, and I still think Speak Now was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. Whether it was like recorded or live, the way they're just, it's a well-oiled machine. Like, her concerts are just so, it's like watching a Broadway show. It's like there's something behind it. It's not just like I'm singing. Okay. I know. Like I said, I talk a lot. I hope like you're not.
I do too. It's okay. I completely understand. I'd rather you talk more than less. So now, here, we'll ask some fun questions.
Okay. These are the hard ones. These are always the hard ones. So.
Okay. Who is your celebrity crush?
Okay. When I was younger, it was Zac Efron. Now it's Chris Pine, I think, if I had to pick someone. Cool. I think he's really hot. But he's like literally 30 years older than me, so maybe that's creepy. I'm trying to think of someone that's younger. Dylan O'Brien's cute. I can't remember what movie he's in, but
The Maze Runner.
The Maze Runner, that's what I thought. I'm just trying to think of like people more my age. I'm not really like a big like singer. I'm not really like crushing on like guy singers. It's more like guy actors, you know.
Yeah.
Or like the Hemsworth brothers, you know. I mean, obviously. Yeah, I think that's like pretty much it. I don't really fangirl over guys. Okay. But if I had an interview, yeah. That's it.
Have you ever met anybody you were starstruck by?
Yes, I have. So I don't know if you're gonna know who this is because it's not like a pop singer. Her name's Lea Salonga. She was like the voice of Jasmine, and she's like been on Broadway. And I went to like one of her shows. Like I said, I do Broadway on the side. Yeah. So, you've seen Les Mis?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I played Eponine in Les Mis.
Okay, cool.
That's the one that like dies because she like takes the bullet in her like heart or whatever.
Yeah.
For the guy she loves. And in the anniversary concert of Les Mis, she played that character. So when I performed that character, I channeled her. So when I met her, like after like one of her shows, I was like, oh my God, like I played Eponine and like you were my inspiration. And she was just like, okay, that's weird.
So now that like you have all these fans starting from your new single and acting and stuff, what is it like having them admire you and like because you've been in this
so sweet. They're so sweet. Like I mean, I met a couple girls the other day. I posted a picture on Instagram and they were like, oh my God, you were in Lost in the West. And they were like little. They were so cute. And at the Haley Steinfeld concert that I opened for, I signed 400 autographs.
Oh my goodness.
It was like 2 hours after the concert ended, and literally it was crazy, but everyone was so nice. We took pictures. We like did the Snapchat filters, like the ones you can do with your friends. And I loved it. Like, I just love meeting people, and like, it makes me happy that, they're enjoying, me and my music, because it's such a big part of who I am. So, and I've had a lot of instances in the past where like people they're not like into me singing, or like, and they like they try to tear you down. High school sucks. So it's kind of nice. It's really nice to just have such a positive response, because it's been a journey socially with the whole music thing.
No, I totally get it. And you seem very like, you appreciate that they're doing this because they don't have to. Because there's a lot of stars out there today who are kind of like, well, we don't want to meet fans, They're like,
yeah. And it's hard because there's a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, it's really difficult. And I will always meet as many people as I can, but if it's like, if I'm there like 6 hours after the concert ends, I just don't think that's completely
feasible. There's definitely a fine line of doing what you can, and so it's
and I do want to, like, as much as I can, I want to meet people, because like, they're there for me, and like, without them I can't do what I love, honestly.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite song that came out recently?
Oh, no. I hate that question. You're going to laugh. I don't listen to the radio. I'm like the most, I'm just trying, again, you're going to think that's like so weird because it's not mainstream. Okay, if I had to pick a mainstream song, it would probably be Dangerous Woman. I think that's a really good song.
I like that song a lot, yeah.
And I think I like her sound. I like her sound more there, as opposed to like The Way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think it shows her voice better, and like, I don't know. So I like that. And then if I'm not going mainstream, have you heard of Hamilton?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's like revolutionary, but it's like rap. It's like rap Broadway, but it's like,
yeah, definitely. I've heard of that. I've heard it.
Quality. It is. So I just like, when I work out, that's what I listen to, because it's like, it gets you hyped, because it's rap. It's like, it's like hip hop. It's modern. So I really like that too. I know. I
heard that from someone, because they were saying like the concert sold out for that show in like seconds.
Oh, in seconds. And right now tickets are going for like $1,000 a ticket. Like, no joke.
I know. That's crazy how some concerts are like that. I'm like, oh.
Like, it's insane. I know. I know. It's like, I need to listen to the radio. My brother keeps me young and hip. So.
No, but that's awesome. So now let's see. One more question. What song do you never get tired of hearing? Like, what's your favorite song of all time?
That's a hard question.
I know some of these are deeper than you would think, but they are hard.
What's my favorite song of all time? Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think of the songs that I don't skip on my iPod, I think Bohemian Rhapsody is really good by Queen. It's old.
No,
it's I like that one. I don't skip that one. I don't know. Don't ask that.
No, but it was awesome talking to you today. Thanks for taking the time.
Great talking to you too. Sorry for talking your ear off.
No, I love hear what you said. You had very good advice for other people, and you had some interesting answers for it. So it was nice talking to you a lot.
Thank you.
So I can't wait to see what the future holds, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. That was awesome. Bye.
All right, bye.